These days, Mario is going on journeys through space. 40 years ago, he was made up of a few squares and jumping on turtles. Today, I'm going to be building the evolution of not only 2D Mario, but Luigi and Bowser as well. But enough yapping. I guess I'll just shut up, since that's what you all want from me. Starting off with Mario's first appearance, Donkey Kong 1981. As of 2025, Mario has appeared in about 200 video games, and this is the very first one. Actually, he wasn't even called Mario yet. When this game came out, Mario was Jumpman. Donkey Kong is now Cranky Kong, and now the Donkey Kong we call Donkey Kong with the red tie is his grandson, his son. The red tie Donkey Kong appeared in Mario Tennis with Donkey Kong Jr. So is he like his nephew or something? I don't know. Nintendo retcons a lot of that stuff anyway. But also, instead of Jumpman having to save Princess Peach, he's saving Lady, who we now know as Pauline. Mario's first design consists of blue shoes, a blue shirt, blue hair, blue eyes, a blue mustache, with a red hat and overalls. Not bad for a first design. Honestly, this color palette is closer to his current design than some of the other 80s designs in my opinion. And yeah, so here's my Jumpman from 1981. This game is before Luigi and Bowser existed, so let's move on to the next game. Donkey Kong Jr. The story of the Donkey Kong games is that Mario owned Donkey Kong as a pet, and in the first game he escaped and kidnapped Pauline as revenge. Then you have to play as Mario to save her. In Donkey Kong Jr., you play as Donkey Kong Jr. to save Donkey Kong Sr. from Mario after you just beat him in the last game. So Mario's actually like the bad guy in this game. Pretty cool. But Mario's design is pretty much the exact same. He's just in like a different pose. He's like bowling or something. But yeah, this is also still before Luigi and Bowser. So here's Jumpman, the evil gorilla homewrecker. Mwahaha. Next up, in 1983's Mario Bros, we start to see some evolution in the character design. Mario gets whites in his eyes and brown in his hair. On one hand, they made his hat blue, which they got wrong, but on the other hand, they made his overalls blue and his shirt red, which they eventually stuck with. In a lot of these earlier designs, they couldn't make up their mind about which of these clothes should be blue and which should be red, or green if we're talking about Luigi. Luigi, unfortunately, in most of these older games is just a recolored Mario. In this game, Luigi has blue shoes, a black shirt, and a green hat and overalls. In this game, you play as Mario or Luigi in the sewers, and you have to defeat turtles and crabs that are crawling through the pipes by jumping and knocking the platform underneath them. This is definitely the game that laid out like the blueprint of what these games would later become. But alright, here's the Mario Brothers. They're not super yet, and they don't have a King Koopa to fight, so let's move on to the next step. Okay, the Super Mario Bros. 1985. The game that blew them up. Mario and Luigi are no longer in Brooklyn, New York. They have traveled to the Mushroom Kingdom, where they need to save Princess Peach from Bowser. Mario's colors in this game are pretty strange. If you've never watched any of my videos before, I am indeed colorblind, heavily. So when I do these builds, I have to sometimes ask people that I know, like, hey, what color's this? What block should I use for this? And when it comes to Mario's shirt in this game, I was thinking it was orange, but I was like, okay, maybe it's like brown or something. I was not expecting to ask my girlfriend. She said it's green. I was like, that can't be right. Luigi's green. It's green, apparently. Okay, this kind of blew my mind because I've been playing this game my whole life, and I never would have guessed that. But that does make sense as to why Luigi wears white in this game. Again, Luigi is just a color swap of Mario in this game, but this time the difference is Luigi's white overalls compared to Mario's red. I assume they didn't just use blue because like the sky in the background's blue and it would blend in. But a cool thing about this game is the first appearance of a Bowser. In Bowser's first appearance, he's bald with a big old smile. He jumps around and throws hammers at you, and back in these days, we didn't have any Bowser Jr.'s or Koopalings. So at the end of every world, you had to fight a Bowser imposter who would look and fight just like the real deal Bowser. So I'm not sure why at the end of the game, Bowser, I'm not sure why he didn't pick up like Mario and Luigi are beating these Bowser imposters. I don't know why he didn't think like, if they can beat the Bowser imposters, they can definitely also beat me. I don't know, Bowser's kind of stupid. But here we go. Mario, Luigi, and Bowser from the classic 1985 Super Mario Brothers. Yes! Super Mario USA is a reskin of a game called Doki Doki Panic. It's called Super Mario Bros. 2 in America, but another game called Super Mario Bros. The Lost Levels is called Super Mario Bros. 2 in Japan. So there's two Super Mario Bros. 2s. And I didn't build the Lost Levels because the designs are the exact same as the first game. And yes, I know I built Donkey Kong Jr. even though Mario looked the same in that game as the first Donkey Kong. But he's in a different pose, so it's not the exact same. I don't know, I'm being a hypocrite. But in this game, Mario finally has a current color palette of red hat, red shirt, blue overalls. All he's missing are his white gloves. How are you going to be a plumber and get your hands that dirty? I mean, come on, dude. You can make the white of his eyes white, but you can't make his hands white. I mean, come on.
Luigi, on the other hand, this is the first time Luigi finally gets a unique sprite that actually resembles his design on the advertising. Compared to Mario, he's taller, he has a skinnier mustache, and smaller eyes. But the crazy thing is about this game is that when you beat it, it's actually just Mario's dream. How lazy. And because of that, there's no Bowser. Instead, you fight a fat frog named Wart. But yes, because of this, we are now done. Look at this awesome Super Mario USA Mario and Luigi. Super Mario Bros. 3, the real deal sequel to the first one. Gameplay-wise, I guess, because in the story, this game is just a play that Mario and Luigi are putting on. But this game introduces the Koopalings, and the world map, and the Tanuki suit, and lots of cool stuff like that. But yes, Mario and Luigi have to save Peach from Bowser, just like normal, because it's like a play that's like they took the events of the first one, but it's a play. But whatever, Mario's design consists of a big old nose, a red hat, a red shirt, and black overalls. And Luigi, unfortunately, has went back to being just another palette swap to Mario. I've read online that this is because they actually started making this game before Super Mario USA, which would make sense because Super Mario USA is just like a quick change of characters to Doki Doki Panic. Right? So I imagine that didn't take too long for them. But yes, Luigi is just Mario but green in this game. How disappointing. Bowser, on the other hand, looks pretty darn cool in this game. He's bigger, badder, and bought a toupee. And this game's final Bowser fight is unique compared to the rest of the series. But this is the second Bowser fight, and it's pretty cool. He jumps around trying to ground pound on you, and you have to dodge him. But yes, guys, what do you guys think of my Super Mario Bros. 3 build right here? Let me know in the comments down below. Thank you. Super Mario Land. What a game. The first handheld Mario game, and boy, you can tell by his design. Super Mario Bros. 1, but remove the color. This game has the Super Ball power-up, Koopa Troopas that explode, and Easter Island heads. But I'll tell you what it doesn't have: Luigi, Bowser, Princess Peach, or the Mushroom Kingdom at all. That's right, in this game, Mario goes on a journey through Sarasaland to save Princess Daisy from an alien named Tatanga. This is the first appearance of Daisy and his love interest in this game. Let's just say Mario is putting the player in Player 1. Whoa. But it's okay, because even though he just passes his sloppy seconds on to his Player 2, Daisy and Luigi actually have a statue of them holding hands in Mario Kart Wii, and Princess Peach is just kind of leading Mario on, you see. But yes, anyway, this is Super Mario Land, black and white Mario. Pretty cool. From the lowest quality on this list to the highest quality. Super Mario meets 16-bit graphics. Hello, nice to meet you. In this game, we go back to the same Mario, Luigi, Peach, and Bowser formula, but with Yoshi added to the equation. That's right, Super Mario World takes place on Yoshi Island, and this is the very first appearance of the Yoshis. Bowser kidnapped Peach. Now Mario and Luigi, with the help from Yoshi, have to traverse the Super Mario World to the middle, inside the big skull, where Bowser's castle is, to defeat him and get back the princess. Hooray! Unfortunately, Mario and Luigi are back to being the identical twins instead of the fraternal kind that we're kind of used to now. I know in later versions of this game they made him look different. Trust me, I grew up with the Game Boy version of this game, but I'm gonna go with the original Super Nintendo version, yeah. Their designs, though, finally give them gloves and a nice shading to the colors, which sucked for me because it kind of made it harder for me to build, but I think it turned out nice, and it looks better, so, And at this point in the build, I'm switching out all the white concrete blocks for white wool. Bedrock Edition added these stupid shaders that you can't turn off, and they kind of have that like black and blue dress versus white and gold dress effect, where like the shaded white looks like blue, but the wool is actually white, even in the shade. So I think it looked a lot better with the white wool. But anyway, the thing about Bowser in the Super Mario world is that this is the introduction to Bowser's clown car helicopter thing, and we only see him in it for this entire game. So this entire build took me about 6 hours, and if I had to guess, about 2.5 to 3 of those hours were spent on this one Bowser. But in the design, we see Bowser peeking over the clown car looking very evil. He has lots of spikes on his shell and 2 giant fangs hanging out of his mouth. I didn't realize until I was building this, but his pupils are actually at the bottom of his eyes, not the top. I always thought that like the end of his eyebrows were like his pupils, and he's like looking up kind of like being like a tweaker, but actually there's like the little green things at the bottom, and he's like being evil and like looking down. It just kind of like matched his skin in my opinion. So I never noticed that until I was building this and I was looking at it with detail and stuff. But in this Bowser fight, you have to grab the Mecha Koopas that Bowser throws from down from above. And in Super Mario World, you can actually kick things up, which is really cool. And you kick them back up to land on Bowser's head. And eventually, you know, he throws fire down and all that. And there's like different stages of it, just like in a normal Bowser fight. But eventually, if you do it enough, you know, you beat him and stuff. I actually thought this one was pretty hard, you know, I don't know if I just suck at Mario, but compared to the other boss fights, or Mario boss fights that I've fought, this one is kind of difficult. I don't know, maybe I just suck at Mario, who knows. But yes, this is my giant Bowser, alongside Mario and Luigi from Super Mario World, yes. The Super Mario World Bowser would have been a nice place to end it off, you know, because it was just like the biggest out of all these, most detail, but no. We have one more Mario to build and then we're done. Super Mario Land 2 for the Game Boy. Definitely looks a lot better than the first one. Still black and white, but now he has eyes. In this game, we're not actually saving a damsel in distress for a change, right? But we are saving Mario's private island. That's right. After saving the princess, Mario secured himself an island, which we don't really see in the first Mario Land for some reason. But during the events of the first Mario Land, while we're out in Sarasaland beating Tatanga, Wario, yes, Wario, was taking over Mario Land, turning it into Wario Land. That's right. This is the first appearance of Wario. Mwahaha. And now, we have to defeat Wario and take back Mario's giant castle. But yes, this is Super Mario Land 2, and I think it turned out pretty well. Well everyone, thank you for making it to the end of my video. If you enjoyed it, I would really appreciate a subscription. And if you have any ideas for new things I could build in my Minecraft world, just comment it down below. And I'm sorry if my microphone quality doesn't sound too great in this video. The way I usually record my videos, you know, wasn't really working today, so I had to make do. But yes, guys, I hope you guys liked the video. Hope you guys liked the build. That's the Mario evolution from all the pixelated 2D games, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching, everybody. Thank you so much.
Slurpo. Set. Subscribe. Or else.